Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Mankind in Training. I just made a video and uploaded it about the C++ game, the walkthrough, and I watched it, and I shared my screen wrong. I just clicked on Visual Studio and not my whole screen. So when I did the game, actually, when I ran the program there, it didn't show anything that showed on my screen. So now I'm going to redo this and just go through the game itself. I'm not going to go through the programming and all the code that built it up because I just kind of went through all that in the last video. This one is just I'm making what we missed in the last video because it didn't show up. I'm just going to go through when you do run the debugger on this code, what happens. Everything that I just built does this, and this is what I turned in last night for a project. Not a full game at all, but close to the parameters of what it should have been if it was just a choose your own adventure type of a game. It still has the same sort of there's a series of things that you have to do to get to the end of it, and it sort of meets those requirements. And I do believe I'm going to get a decent grade on it, even though it's not finished. Even though I didn't get anywhere close to building what the requirements were, I'm still working on it though. I'm going to keep building this even though so here's my screen. I'm going to keep building this even though the class is over because this is a cool project and I'm actually having a lot of fun building this. And I'm learning a lot in the process of building this. So we are going to run this. I'm going to show you what this code does, what all these class objects are going to show up. There's built-in tests for all of them, like the magic display, the weapons display, crafting display. Oh, there we go. Yeah. All these are all built in. So hopefully this shows up. I'm going to minimize this because it's frozen again. Not sure what the deal is with the video right now. It usually works just fine. I don't understand that. Not sure what's going on there. Running out of memory on this old computer maybe because I downloaded Java and Android Studio so you can make apps for phones. That's the class I'm currently in is mobile development, and I'm in another class that's computer architecture and organization. Anyway, so we're gonna run the code that we just went through in the last episode, and in the first episode of this tutorial for the RPG, the text-based console role-playing game built with C++. So I'm going to debug this with with the local Windows debugger, if I can get up there. Come on now, go away. There we go. So I had to set this up, like I said in the last episode, you can do it either as a Windows app or you can do it uh, starting with a Linux compiler, or there's CMake. There's several different ways that you can compile your code, and there's a bunch of different IDEs, and they use different things. But I'm currently using just the Windows debugger that came with this Windows application module. So here we go. Uh, Hello from Terrible Quest. Would you like to play a game? Press 1 for yes, 0 for no, but who presses no? Pressing 1. Thank you. Now choose a species. Now I set this up, this list, and I am going to build a way. I just haven't built it yet. Figure out a way to call just the numbers so you don't have to type out the whole species. I did have it so you had to start off as one of these three, but I made it now so you can just pick whatever. You can be whatever you want to be, I guess. Or I might even put in a feature where you can just, if you don't see nothing that you like, you can be whatever you want. Just type in whatever you want. So at this particular time, we're just going to go with Human Warrior because that is the default. And we've entered Human Warrior. Now it printed all of those built-in tests for all the classes. This is me. This is my player character. There's the, I need to fix that. Can't believe I turned it in like this and I didn't see that. Character. There's supposed to be a T there. Anyway, the character class works just how I want. It holds a name, it holds class type, health. I had to create a new health because there was issues with it not keeping track of anything. A level, next level at, weapon level, a series of different XPs that do different things that help you in different ways if you increase them. You have a damage rate, a defense rate, and a magic rate for when you do a magic attack, or when you do a magic heal, or when you do weapon crafting. That's a magic type as well. I think I'm gonna make it. I just haven't built all that yet. But these classes, anyway, they totally work. They're housing what I want. There's me. Here's the first monster instantiation, a Cerberus with various stuff, various XP, weapon, all that. Uh, Demon, Angel, and Immortal. This is a weird thing that's a bug. Uh, it's I had false, false, and true, and then I had false, false, and false, but for some reason it displays one for all of them. I'm not really sure why. Here's the second monster you're gonna fight. It's a golden dragon. And then I'll show you the logic, like the math is weird. It does weird things, and it might have to do with the fact that I have unsigned integers as these values, and it might have to do with the fact that I'm not using any pointers. But so here's a test for the items class HUD. I got some gold. You have 600 pieces of gold, and it's level 4 gold. I might get rid of that item level thing. It was mostly to pertain to a weapon. I might just set the default for all these regular items to 1, maybe. I just put some numbers in here to make sure the struct worked. Weapons class, magic. We built all these things in. This is a test where it is calling a random weapon. Not random. I picked an index from those lists that you've seen back here, that I was showing in the last episode. It's an array of strings. So that does work. I can pull them like this. I just got to figure out oh, not there. I just got to figure out a way to automate it. So where was I just at? Oh, no, no. Okay, so this is what is going on here? Oh, this is the magic craft, or the weapon craft. I see. That's what that is. Here's something I built in, but I haven't built it into the player class or the gamebot class yet. It's a army, soldiers, and like attack animals. And then for each soldier that you have, his damage that he can have will be added to your damage rate. For each soldier that you have, for each animal that you have, same thing. Those will be added to your damage rate. So anytime you attack, you and every soldier and every animal attack all in your one turn. This is where I was calling things. I called this from the weapons, called this from the list of players. I called this from the list of magic spells. I called this from the list of gamebot names. I called this from the list of gamebot names. And then here it just encountered a monster, the Cerberus. His health is 415, and I have an attack rate of 190. I need to make this a little more clear. I should have, because unfortunately I already turned this in as the project. I'm hoping that he understands that within 8 days, and trying to work during those 8 days, this was all I was able to really build up. Now I have attack functions, and that's what we're going to go through here. But these are those arrays of strings, and I just picked an index number to make sure that you can pull and just display a specific item from that array. And it does work indeed. I just have to build how to do it in the game. So we've run into a Cerberus. I haven't worked in the WSAD case and switch yet, so this is just a simplified version to walk you through how the attack function does work. So I'm going to attack the Cerberus by pressing 1, and I hit him, and his new health is 225. Makes sense. That works fine, just fine. Now, I have the opportunity. It's asking me, so I'm going to attack for the Cerberus on me. I need to make it automated so that they choose a random. They have a decision. They can attack, they can run away, they can stay, or they can give you a gift. And I'm gonna have them. There's gonna be a list of the 4 integers, and I'm gonna have it pick randomly at each turn. I'm gonna build that into it. But anyway, I'm attacking for the Cerberus. Now his 260 has hit out of my 20,000. I made my health really high so we could go through and I wouldn't have any problems. I was hoping nobody would one hit me and then the game would be over before I fought the next monster. So here I'm going to attack him again. But something weird has happened because he should have, the Cerberus should have 225 health left. My attack is only 190. So it shouldn't have killed him. He should have had 35 health left. And he doesn't. It killed him. It made his health 4 billion. So I kept seeing this. Anytime I defeated a monster, but it wasn't exactly perfect, like my attack was more than he had health, and it would make it go into the negative. Because I'm using unsigned integers, I thought it would avoid this, but it doesn't. It wraps around to a gigantic positive when you go under 0. So I put in there's going to be a cap on how much health you can possibly have, and I'm going to make it like 20 or 30,000. So I put an if loop in there that says if the monster's health grows to above 50,000, that means that the monster's health is actually 0. And then you would assign 0 to that monster's health, and then the game is over you slaying your opponent. And it does say that. So now I have the option to keep going, stay, or go out to the menu, but I haven't built that other stuff yet, so I'm going to keep going, move forward. I've run into another beast. Now it is the Gold Dragon Struct. He has 199 health, and I have 190 attack. Bam! He has 9 health, and that works, and that makes sense. So these first ones are working just fine. Now he's going to attack me with his 100. It's going to bring me down. Now he attacked me, and I have 19,900 health, which it works, it makes sense. Now we're going to hit 190. See, that's weird. I'm not sure why it says 100, because it should be 9. Oh, okay, it's showing his damage rate. I'm not sure why it's showing his damage rate, but anyway, so let's attack him again. And I've slain my second opponent. And that does make sense. I was over the amount of his health. So that worked right. But the first one was weird. And now you've defeated several foes. Unfortunately, it's game over for now until next time. So it's kind of a sad facsimile of a game. But I'm on the right track. These things are working. There's just little bugs I need to go through and fix. So for the most part, though, this seems to be working correctly. And these are those arrays of strings that I was talking about in the tests that printed out. Here's my attack function. It takes in an attack, health, a damage rate, a secondary health. I got rid of these BXP and WXP because they were doing funny things to the math. They shouldn't have, because it's very explicit what you're asking it to do with the math. But then for some reason things are getting like I don't know. They're not making sense for what I wrote. So I just pulled it out and it seems to be working a lot better now that it's just simple. As simple as can be. Health minus attack is the new health. And then I did a similar, it's like the exact same function, but inversely for the GameBot. And I need to build more into it to make it automated, and so you don't have to put an input yourself for the monster, because I mean, you choose for him to give you a gift every time. So I need to make it so he chooses. I need to put in a random class. That's another class I need to build, is random. And then I know of a couple of different like pre-built random functions that I might be able to use in that instance. But this entire game is built from scratch. The only thing that I used at all for a template was I went to cplus.com and I looked at how they had initialized constructors for classes. And it was like a school, students, their student IDs. It was an example like that. And then a struct out in the main, just like this, of an instantiation of that student. And I took that information and built it into this game, this sort of game. But by the time I'm done with it, this is going to be fun. I think I'm on the right track. Once I get the WSAD cases in, once I get it, so the encounter function is all automated and you don't have to do anything except for choose for yourself, and that the game bot does everything on its own. I just was building structures here and making sure everything worked. I have a backpack here that I showed you in the last one. It just wasn't quite, it didn't like how I was doing it the first time with an array. So I built it this time with a vector and a pointer system, and that should work a whole lot better. I just haven't implemented it yet because I commented it out because I wanted to make sure the code ran just like it ran, how you just saw, for the professor when he runs this code on his compiler. So thank you guys very much. Hopefully I get an A+ on this joint. I had 3 weeks to work on it, but my nearly 3 weeks of work died with that laptop that the school sent me. So I had to completely restart it on this laptop. And I'm kind of proud of myself that I got this much done in 8 days with working 5 days out of the last week. So yeah, there's that. Thank you guys for watching. Tonight I'm gonna make another video once I'm done with school and the homework that I got to complete for this weekend. I am going to make another video tonight of me building more stuff into this. And then you'll get a better look at like how you go about building things. You're going to watch me actually building things, watch the thought process of, oh, how do I do this? Or that's not going to work. And you see these things, and Visual Studio really helps you because it won't let you write things that are wrong. It'll give you a red line underneath all this, or a green line, and you got to ask it, okay, what's wrong with that? So it's really, really nice to use an IDE. If you're an old school script writer, I mean, good on you if you can do it and you're that familiar and you don't need a hand here and there. You can write all these .h files into just like a text editor and then save it as .h and then call it, include whatever that file name is, .h, but you have to have it in your working directory. When you do it within Visual Studio, you just go up to project and add a class or a module, or like it's super simple to even, like, I added a README for the professor, telling him what's wrong and how far I got, and this is what you need to do to get through there's certain inputs that are just not going to do anything at all. It needs you to press 1. Just pick a name and then press 1 all the way through it, and you'll get through to the end. So I added a README even. This is going to change by the time that I'm done with the game, actually, because it won't be for a project for the school. It'll be my own personal project that we're going to stick on GitHub for my profile. So thank you everybody for watching again. Welcome to Mankind in Training. I'll hope to see you in the next episode. Good day to all of you, and thank you for watching. What's going on here?